Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about the time it takes for your desire to be fulfilled. This is a wonderful topic. Everyone wants to know how long it's going to take to get what they desire so much in this present moment. But first, if you're new, my name is Brendan and we teach that what you are thinking, feelingly, and imagining throughout your day is creating your physical experience. We're going to begin with the Neville quote about naturalness. Neville states, "The time it takes your assumption to become fact, your desire to be fulfilled, is directly proportionate to the naturalness of your feeling of already being what you want to be, of already having what you desire." Now, this is wonderful because we know whether or not our feeling is natural. A lot of people will try and work themselves up into an extreme positive, ecstatic state when that's not a very natural feeling for them. If you're that kind of person where you think you need to feel super extremely emotional or this extravagant outer space feeling when you're not really that kind of person, then you know it's not feeling natural. It may feel good, maybe for a moment you want to have that feeling of ecstatic, and that's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that. But you must recognize that's not necessarily sustainable and that's not necessarily natural to you. It's going to be hard to try and maintain a feeling of ecstatic like that. Maybe your whole body is buzzing 24 hours a day. You might not even be able to sleep. A lot of people run into that too. Imagining your wish fulfilled, maybe visualizing or affirming before sleep, and it feels so good that you can't even fall asleep afterwards. That's also something that we want to tackle, right? We want to know how to make it sustainable and how to make it completely natural. In line with what Richard Dotz teaches, your ability to manifest is directly proportionate to your ability to relax. What is your depth of relaxation? You don't need it to be some extreme, ecstatic, almost over the top feeling because there's no relaxation there. It is a deep peace, a deep calmness that comes along with having it. Elon Musk, a wonderful example of manifesting wealth. He's not ecstatic about his wealth. He's just living it. It's perfectly natural for him to be the richest person in the world, and he's not running around buzzing all the time. It's not like he never shuts up about it, okay? So you want to know how to copy that type of consciousness when it comes to what it is you desire. It could be money, it could be relationship, it could be a new job, it could be a new house, a new car, anything. Yes, maybe in the initial moment when you receive that desire, you're feeling very, very ecstatic, you're feeling very, very positive and good, but that doesn't mean that you have to try and sustain an extreme feeling like that all the time. You want it to be something that you kind of take for granted. We take almost everything for granted unless we're actively choosing to express gratitude for these things that we experience in our lives in that moment. Everything else, we're really just taking it for granted. So you want to reach a point of naturalness to where you can take what does not physically appear yet for granted, because that's the most natural feeling, right? I'm sure you've had things in your life where you wanted it so bad, you finally got it, and maybe a week, even just days later, you hardly even think about it. It's in your closet if it's like a piece of clothing or anything, it could be anything, and you're hardly thinking about it after you actually have it. That's what it's like. A lot of times people hear that we have to live in the end and they think it means that you can never forget about what you're desiring. Not at all. That's actually going to make things very, very difficult for many people. Maybe that works for some. As always, you don't want to just take my word for it, okay? I want you to actually put these things into practice and find what works for you. Everyone is unique, okay? Maybe robotic affirming a million times works for you, but I personally do not teach on that a lot because for me, that's not what this is about. For me, it's what is the most natural, what is the most easy, what is the most effortless, okay? It's too much effort for me to try and constantly affirm something 24 hours a day, okay? But if that works for you, stick with it. If it resonates, take it. If not, leave it. No matter who's speaking it, no matter who's saying it, okay? If it doesn't resonate with you, just leave it. It's fine. So that being said, allow yourself to feel how natural it is to have what it is that you desire. And that also ties into the 4 biggest blocks to manifestation, which I dig super deep into in my detachment mastery course, link down below, you can check it out. But the 4 biggest blocks to manifestation, and some people say, okay, don't say that there are blocks, these are limiting beliefs. That's all right. If you feel like these are limiting beliefs, you can ignore it. But I just found that these things can hide within your belief system. They can hide and appear as different things, and you don't really notice what they really are. But they are worry, fear, doubt, and impatience, okay? These are going to be the biggest blocks, if there are any, to manifestation, because when it comes to feeling the naturalness of our desire fulfilled, it's not very natural to continue feeling worried about it or doubtful about it if it's going to happen, or fearful about what will happen if it doesn't come, or being impatient about it because you have it. Neville Goddard even said, you can't continue desiring what you already have. You can enjoy it, but you can't continue wanting that which you already have. And that's how you make it natural, right? You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to do an extreme feeling of positivity like a lot of people teach. You can go to the 0 point, as I've talked about in several of my past videos, where you just simply feel not positive, not negative, but just relaxation, harmony, peace that naturally comes from within. Because you literally are one with God, one with Source, one with the universe, one with the subconscious mind, infinite intelligence. And that being said, your inherent state is a state of goodness, okay? And even if you don't want to look at it as like good or positive, it's a state of peace, harmony, relaxation, because you are everything. You need nothing. So how can you be stuck or locked in a negative state? And how can you force yourself to feel extremely positive? If you just come to the stillness and you relax as deeply as you can, with the body asleep, the mind awake, not engaging with or falling into any patterns of thought, but simply being, you'll find there is a natural peace, a natural good feeling that comes up. And it is much more sustainable than an extreme positive emotion like a lot of people want you to feel. Sometimes staying in that state, what comes up naturally, can put you into an even higher emotional joy, ecstasy, positive feeling than forcing yourself through visualization or affirmation. And that's what's so key here. It's that you let your internal guiding system take you where you're meant to go. Your innate wisdom is not going to mislead you. You are your number one teacher, okay? So maybe you watch me or you watch these other teachers on videos. I like Edward Art. I think he's great. But that doesn't mean that that's going to be taken over what's internally within. You need to know that you are your greatest teacher. You don't need any of these videos. You don't need anything. You can actually go within, come to the 0 point, and be everything that you desire to be in a completely natural way. And that naturalness will speed up your manifestation. But recognize if you are doubting, fearing, being impatient, or worrying about the desire, then you are not staying in a state of naturalness. Now I'm going to talk about 2 ways to handle this, okay? So some people will be able to recognize these patterns of thought and say, okay, I'm thinking about it, I'm worrying about it, I'm fearing about it. So if I stop, if I relax, everything will be fine. And they're able to let that go and let it be. But for some people, if you try and just turn away from the worry, doubt, fear, impatience, etc., then you're going to keep that in your subconscious and it's going to keep coming up and it's going to be a lot more like force. So if that's you, if you're the type of person where you can't really just ignore the worry, doubt, fear, impatience, then you want to allow yourself to say, even if I'm worrying, even if I'm doubting, even if I'm being fearful or impatient, then my desire will still be fulfilled. It doesn't matter because my desire is still fulfilled, all right? You give yourself permission to feel these out of alignment feelings and then they diffuse. But everybody's different. That doesn't necessarily work for me, but I wanted to put it here so that you don't feel like there's only one way that this works. There are infinite ways that this works. That's why I'm stressing the point that you are free to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Allow yourself to recognize, am I the type of person who can just relax about it and let go of these thoughts? Or are they going to keep coming up until I give myself permission, and then having permission will allow me to let them go? That's the key here, right? You want to be able to let go of the out of alignment thoughts. You want to be able to let go of all the dogma that has come to be in manifesting, trying to tell you, this is how you have to do it. This is the secret. It's all about emotion. It's all about this. You want to force. No, if you resonate with me, then you resonate with doing nothing, right? And that's coming to that 0 point and relaxing deeply, all right? I have found the more I meditate, the more I relax deeply, the better and better and better my life gets. And if you practice this, I truly believe that you will find the same to be true in your experience. So that's why I share these beautiful messages. But you have to know that that's what's going to speed up your manifestation, if anything is going to. Again, you don't want to try and speed things up because that could be a reflection of impatience, which of course is implying that it's not natural within you to have your desire fulfilled, right? You can't be impatient about what you already have. You can enjoy it, but you can't continue wanting and desiring it. Recognize that. Don't try and speed things up, but know within yourself that as you let go of worry, doubt, fear, and impatience, then things will come faster into your experience, more easy, more effortless, because you're God. You're not supposed to be watching a million videos and trying everything from affirming, visualizing, scripting, the 369 pillow whisper method. You don't have to do all of these things. It's too much. It's way too much because you are God. How hard is it for God to create? Not hard at all. So allow yourself to assume that role. And to the degree that that is natural for you, you'll be able to relax. You'll be able to feel that peace, calmness, and harmony that is naturally within you. And that will make everything fall into place. Even things that you're not consciously imagining. You'll get blessed. You may get free money out of nowhere. You may have positive experiences, get invited to shows or something like that. Anything could happen. Wonderful things are always trying to come into your experience. But if you're existing and living life in the mind instead of in the moment, then you're going to get caught up in worry, fear, doubt, and impatience. But another powerful thing that you can do when these are coming up is recognizing, well, if it's not happening right here, right now, in this present moment, then there's no need to worry about it. I've come to realize that maybe the biggest things in life are, in this present moment, am I dying or going to jail? If the answer is no, then I'm pretty much good, okay? And if that works for you, great. If not, that's also fine. But that's just one way to look at it, right? Unless something really negative or really bad is actually currently happening now, then it's not going to do you any good to be thinking about these things. So that's the whole point. Like Edward Art said in a recent video, thinking about your desire is actually just desiring. We're not doing a very good job of thinking from fulfillment or having that feeling of naturalness because we're thinking about it all the time. I've recognized that if I legit just stop thinking about what it is I'm desiring, it comes so much faster. And that's because that's so much more natural. You aren't thinking about something that you want anymore. You have it. You don't have to think about it. And that is perfect naturalness. You have freedom to relax, feel calm, feel good if you want to, and enjoy the present moment however you like, okay? And that's where also talking about setting up those new standards, right? Making sure that you're living your life in such a way that you are enjoying the present moment. That is an absolute game changer for your whole perspective on life, as long as you can sustain it and continue to recognize that you are doing things you love and you've set your life up in such a way that you have the freedom to do the things you love. You have the freedom to feel safe in this present moment, the freedom to feel joy in this present moment, whatever it is. Just to wrap up, the most natural feeling that will speed up your manifestation, right? As Neville Goddard said, it's directly proportionate to your feeling of naturalness it's already done. So the most natural feeling is something that is easily sustainable, like relaxation, peace, calmness, and it has no room for fear, doubt, worry, or impatience. Those are gonna be your biggest signs if you're feeling natural, all right? You won't have those 4 blocks coming up and you won't have to feel some extreme feeling that's hard to sustain throughout the day. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.